Yo, guys, what's up, and welcome back to the Marvelous Chats podcast. This is episode 162. Tonight on the cast is myself, Finto, and Alex, aka Zibberwolf. Tonight we're going to be talking about Daredevil Born Again, episode 8, and any other nerdy news in between. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a like on the video, and if you're watching us on a replay, let us know in the comments below what you think. Without further ado, here we go. Yo, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just busy.
Yeah. I've had a bit of an up and down week, some highs and some lows. Randomly yesterday, I was working from home and I woke up with a really bad headache, and I felt like I had a stiff neck. So I was like, oh, maybe I've slept weird on it, and the sore neck's just giving me a headache. But I was like, look, I'll start working and I'll just see how it goes. And I'm sitting here, because when I'm working from home, I work from here, from this room,
Right.
and I literally was sitting working for about 20-30 minutes. Felt like I was gonna I just couldn't even look at the screen. I was like, it was making me all nauseous and dizzy and everything. I thought like maybe felt like I had a concussion or something. I was like, this is bizarre. I was like, I've never had a migraine like this in my life. And I just thought to myself, oh, maybe if I just, see if I can take a couple of hours off, try and get some sleep, see if I could sleep it off or something maybe. But just literally going down to my bed, got sick, because just from like the nausea and the dizziness, and like didn't throw up any food or anything like that. It was just literally like just fluid, and then went to sleep. Woke up like 4 hours later, still felt the same. Went back to sleep. It felt like I blinked, bro. I closed my eyes, opened my eyes up again, and it was like 6 p.m. I'd slept for I'd slept for the whole day, and woke up and the headache was gone. Felt a lot better, and I was like, wow, what the hell's going on? I was like, this is absolutely insane. Never felt anything like it in my life. And today I was working from home again today, but I don't know, my head doesn't feel 100%, but I'm definitely a lot better. And when I was like kind of throwing up, because there was like nothing really coming out, I kind of felt like I did some damage to my throat. So yesterday it was like hard to speak and stuff. So I was like, I'm not going to stream on Twitch, and I'll just take it easy and try and get another good night's sleep. But yeah, rough, bro. Pretty rough.
Yeah, I thought about that yesterday too. I'm like, oh, I didn't get a notification that he was on.
Yeah, it's like I felt like the smart move was just to take another night, try and get like a solid 8 or 9 hours, and just be as fresh as I could for today. Because I had a feeling, because we're short staffed in work as well, so I was like, I can't really take 2 days off. So I really wanted to work today. So I was like, my manager was just like, oh, here, look, I was meant to be on a client site today. He's like, work from home, just rest up as much as you can. So I was very thankful for that as well. So yeah, feeling a lot better. Back out on the road tomorrow, but I'm sure after tonight, like again, I'll get another good sleep tonight. Like we probably this might be a shorter episode this week. I don't think there's a massive amount to talk about. So
yeah, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I thought this was gonna be a double bill for Daredevil tonight. I thought we were getting the last two. Turns out we have one more next week. So again, I don't mind, having another episode that we can talk about, and then we'll have like Last of Us next week as well. I don't know how many episodes are airing to begin with, maybe 1 or 2. So next week we could have a packed one. I don't know, but look, let's play it by ear and see what happens.
Yeah.
But another good thing that happened. So, well, it was a bad thing that turned into a good thing, but basically, when I moved into this house, I signed up for like a fiber broadband deal, and I got like this like 2-year, 48-month deal where it was like 1 gig fiber broadband, and it was like €45 or something like that a month. I got an invoice last month that it was like, because the 2 years have been up, I couldn't believe how quick that time went. But I got a bill for like 90, so it doubled. And then I got another email saying that they were going to like add like another charge on. It was going up like another couple of euros a month, so it was going to be like nearly 100 a month. I was like, oh my god. So in my head, I was just like, I'm going to ring them and see if there's like something they could do for me. If there's not, I'm just going to ask them what the cancellation period is, and I'm just going to move to a different company and see, can I get like another deal to do me a couple of more years. So I rang up the company and just kind of said to them, look, anything you can do for me. I said, it's a bit expensive for what I have. Your man just goes, oh, actually there's 2 gig available in your area now, so I can upgrade you to 2. And I was like, okay. And I was kind of thinking, see, most of the devices in our house are Wi-Fi, so I'm like, we're not going to hit that 2 gig anyway over Wi-Fi. So I was kind of thinking,
gotcha.
If it's going to be the same price, it's kind of gimmicky. It's not really going to be 2 gig. Like the only thing that I could possibly get 2 gig off would be like my gaming computer if I land it straight into the router. So I was kind of like, I don't know. But then your man goes, oh, and we'll start you off on a new like 2 year bundle, and it'll be 49.99 for 2 gigs. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. So I ended up getting like twice the internet that I have for an extra €5 a month on the old bill. So yeah.
Okay.
So
I
it
mean,
turned out pretty well.
yeah. So hopefully that all works out. I mean, that's kind of weird though.
I think what they do is when people call up, I think they pray that people don't call up, and when the bundle ends, they just think, oh look, I got it half price for 2 years, and now I suppose I have to pay full price for it, and they never say anything, and they just go on and pay it every month. Whereas I'd say a lot of people would ring up and go, look, do something for me or I'm going to cancel. And I think they know that if people ring up kind of querying or questioning the pricing, they're like, shit, we better offer this guy a new bundle or else he's going to just cancel and go somewhere else. So I think they know that call is coming. So rather than me leaving them altogether, they've just signed me up to a new bundle. So they're keeping €50 a month out of me or whatever it is, 49.98 or whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to, every 2 years, I'm just going to ring them back and just say, hey, how's it going? My bundle's about to end. Can you do anything for me? And maybe the next time it'll be a 5 gig line instead of a 2 gig or something, So I'll keep getting more internet for the same price. Like, so yeah, GG's.
Yeah,
so
definitely. There's a fiber network that's been like advertising like on billboards and such, and they're like, hey, so we have fiber in your network now, and it's like, all right, cool. So then I go online, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna register you in, we're gonna get you all set up as soon as it's ready to go. I'm like, okay, so they haven't really worked on any fiber networking like within my area.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, how long is it going to take? Well, I think I submitted that like sometime last year or even the year before. I feel like it's been such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't heard anything back. So I was driving down the street and I saw that they have one of their home bases, like, like a walk-in, kind of like when you see like Comcast or something.
Yeah. Pop-up shop sort of thing.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, I'm going to walk in there. I'm going to be like, what the fuck, guys? Where are you? Like, what's going on? I want to get my fiber network on.
Yeah. How's the infrastructure going, guys? Talk to me.
Yeah. Cause what did they say? Well, I haven't gone in yet. Like
sorry. Okay.
Yeah. I saw it and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get in. But like, it says it's in my neighborhood. And then it's like, no, we have to dig lines underneath. And I'm like, okay, I get that. But when are you going to fucking get started?
If it's anything like my country, bro, they could be digging for years. Like we got like, it's so funny because like where I live now had lines, but like my parents' house, which is like 5 minutes in the car down the road, haven't had them for a long time. And I know like estates that are like right beside mine, one on the left might have it, one on the right might not. So like they just dig it up in different patterns, and I don't know, it could take a while to get the area sorted. I know when I was shopping to buy a house, it was one of the first that, like when we kind of found a place we liked, I was going onto the sites, like putting in the address, making sure that there's fiber available at the site now, because I was like, this is important to me. Like I want to have a good internet line going into the house. So that was a kind of a factor in us picking the house and buying it. So Griff says still no fiber in your area, AT&T available in my area, but it isn't. Their fiber isn't.
It's a pain in the ass, man.
It's annoying. Yeah, it's annoying. So it's like just a standard broadband line. So what do you get at the moment? Like just a 500 megabyte like standard broadband line or something, or
1.2 down, 40 up.
That's fine. Like
it's fine.
The up isn't great, but like it's more than you really need. Like down is what you need most of the time. I suppose like for what we do, it's good to have a better up. Like for streaming and stuff like that, especially when you're multi-streaming in 1080p, 60 FPS, all that sort of stuff. But like I remember looking this up before, because when we first moved into this house, there's no easy way for me to get a LAN cable up to the 3rd floor without me having to like drill through the roof, and I don't want to do that. So I was like looking up like what's the minimum requirements for streaming HD and all this sort of stuff, and like the numbers actually aren't that big. Like I think Twitch recommend that you have at least like 5 meg up to be able to stream 1080. Now I don't know how clear that's going to actually be, but like that's like the minimum requirements. But now with the upgrade now, I'm getting 200 up, and
which is great.
Yeah, 200 up is good. I'm curious to see what like my gaming streams are going to look like, and how my like ping on different games and stuff is going to be. Will I actually see any upgrades? And to be honest, I want to really try and get somehow the most, like, if I can find a way to do it, like, not too like intense. Like, I don't want to have to drill through the floor in this room to like drill down into like my son's bedroom to like feed a
Right.
cable through. Like, that would obviously wouldn't look great. The only other way that I could do it would be to like go through the roof here and then feed a cable down, like an outside cable, and go in through his window or something. That doesn't that doesn't spike me with confidence either, you know. So
Yeah, that
I don't
doesn't
know.
bode well.
No, it's not good, but it's the only way, because when they fitted the fiber box in this house, they put it in like my son's bedroom, which is like forward facing, but it's in the middle of the 3 floors. So logically, it makes sense to put it there, because obviously it's going to get the best kind of Wi-Fi range and stuff like that if it's in the middle of the house. But yeah, for me, like, I really want to run a LAN cable into a switch in this room, and then have my PS5 and the gaming PC, and then if I get a second gaming PC, just have all that LANed in. And I have a router here for the 3rd floor too in this room, so I'd land that in as well, and then just be able to get like the best of the best. But yeah, I don't know.
It'd be nice.
It would be great, but then like, I don't know if this room is going to change in a little while. Like, you know, my daughter is going to need her own bedroom soon, and I don't know if she's going to move into that room, and then my son's going to move up here, and then maybe I have to move somewhere else. I don't even know what's going to happen. So again, I don't really want to make some permanent changes to the house if I end up like moving all my shit into a different room. So
right, yeah,
it sucks. It sucks, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. What's Dan saying here? I live out in the country. I'm a state governor's best friend moved in next door. Had fiber 4 months later. Let's fucking go, dude. What a win.
Nice. Oh yeah.
What a win. I have a mesh network already, Griff, but the mesh network that I have, I only looked this up today because when I did this upgrade for my new line, I was told I'd have 2 gigs down, and I was running. So I have like the home base of the mesh network going directly into the provider's box, and that's should be given 2 gig over the LAN there, but it's only giving me 1. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, maybe the thing didn't work, but I saw my upload speed doubled. So I was like, okay, something's definitely happened on the line. There has been a change, but I think what's happened is the mesh network is capped at 1 gig. So yeah, I don't know what to do there. Again, this makes me want a direct line from the router into a switch up here again. And if I get like a 10 gig switch, then, you know, I can have the 2 gig directly into this PC.
Or you could spend thousands of dollars on a like brand new state of the art setup.
Yeah, I was looking. I actually was looking. All jokes aside, I was looking at the upgraded mesh to the one that we have now, and it's like $500, and I'm just like, oh, I just don't want to spend that right now on just like a slightly better internet, like, because, you know, even with the best like case scenario with Wi-Fi, I'd probably get like maybe 500 down over Wi-Fi at best. You know what I mean? And like, realistically, like, you know, I'm getting like 300 up in this room right now. Like what's the extra 200 really gonna do? Like, you know,
everything.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, let's do it. Let's spend the money. Yeah, I don't. As I said at the start, we don't really have a massive amount to talk about this week. There's one new episode of Daredevil which came out today. So spoiler alert if you're listening to this live and you haven't watched the new episode yet, we're gonna talk about it. I went to see the Minecraft movie at the weekend with my kids. Maybe we can talk about that. We can maybe do a bit of a...
Yeah, you definitely talk about that. I'm not planning on watching it, so you dish out all the spoilers and whatever you want.
I wouldn't. There's not even a lot to talk about in the movie, to be honest. Like, you know, it's exactly what you think it's going to be. You haven't seen it, but I can guarantee you could probably give me a play-by-play on what the movie's going to be about, and I actually will do that, right? We'll play a little game. You can tell me what you think the movie's about, and I'll tell you how right or wrong you are. Okay, we'll get to that, and then maybe we'll get some hype going for Last of Us 2 next week and a few other bits. So yeah, let's kick into Daredevil. What did you think of this week's episode?
At first I wasn't really digging it. I was like, okay, they're kind of pulling back really hard on, you know, whatever it is that they're trying to set up, and I'm not totally a fan of it. I think what they were ultimately trying to do is essentially like make it so that Vanessa was like the big bad, but I mean, it only makes sense that she is for like a temporary reason, and then you have Fisk. Fisk is actually like, you know, the big bad, considering that he can actually destroy anybody that like he walks into at this point. I did, however, like that the dynamic between them is explained a bit more, especially at the beginning of the episode, because we see like how, it seems like Vanessa is still by his side. It's just that she felt alone at the time, and which again, we've talked about this before. It's just the weirdest kind of outcome for these characters. You would think that they would just be loyal enough to be like, yeah, I'll wait for you. Don't worry. Like it'll be fine. But
A little more
it,
time, eh? Vanessa's waited for
yeah,
so long at this stage. What's a little bit more time? Man, I'm red in the face from saying this over the last couple of weeks, but it's a weird change. Like it's a weird way to push the two characters. I don't really understand the decision behind it. What's the vision? I don't really get it. It just kind of tarnishes their relationship, in my opinion. Like, and I know by the end, like by the end of this episode, like I think Vanessa has a line where she says, like, oh, we've what did she say? We've killed and buried our differences, and everything's good now. I don't think we need your services anymore, sort of thing. And it's kind of like, was it that easy? Like, like all you had to do was just kill this dude and that was it. It was over. I don't know, bro. It just felt strange. I
yeah.
don't like it at all. I would have liked maybe, Vanessa to like maybe refuse to kill him for some reason or another. Like, did she kill him out of fear? Did she actually like want to kill him? Like it just felt really weird. I don't know. Like, what did you make of that? Like, do you think that she kind of did it because she had to, or she did it because she wanted to?
I think she did it because she wanted to show him that, like, okay, I will give you another chance, essentially. Like, she still, like, in terms of the show, like, she has Fist by the balls because, like, he's so into her, and he's like, and he refuses to let anybody else be near her and to, like, give her basically the time of day. And the only reason why anybody would be able to talk to her right now is because they essentially have to talk to her. Except for Matt. Like, you saw Matt like just immediately jump in and was like, hey, you mind if I mind if I take a run? And I was like, oh shit, okay. So like he's kind of on this vendetta, which I think is cool. But like, you see Fisk at the same time, he's like, what the fuck are you doing with my girl?
Yeah, Matt's losing it. Like he's
Yeah.
kind of his relationship's rocky with his new girl because like he's snapping at her and he's talking about vigilantes and everything. His work relationship's all over the place. Like he's really letting this all get to him. It's like he's crumbling. Yeah, it's just Matt's just in crisis mode. It's crazy.
Yeah, he just won't let things go. Like he's filled with revenge, which I mean, it's to be fair, because like, he just realized that like Foggy was killed on purpose. It wasn't like some sort of random act from Dexter just being like, what's the word?
Crazed or whatever.
Yeah, crazed, like, oh, taking revenge and whatnot. It was actually a planned hit.
I'm surprised he didn't like even think of that possibility beforehand. It's a bit of a strange one. Like I kind of thought like, it's been over a year since Foggy's died and now he's only putting those pieces together. I thought that was a bit strange.
Well, I mean, when you remember the season 3, I think it was, it really felt personal, like the way Daredevil put away Dexter. So I would understand if maybe he had like just this feeling like, well, if I can't take you down, I'm going to take your friends down. Which I mean, that's not out of the question, especially for for heroes. A lot of heroes, when they have their loved ones discovered due to their secret identity, it's like, oh man, don't think to just keep them protected for as long as you can. It's more so like, it's fine. It's fine. And then like the next day, MJ gets fucking taken out, or Gwen gets her neck snapped, and it's like it's that easy once they find out. And so I could see that being a thing. But obviously they wanted to kind of shoehorn, in my opinion, they wanted to shoehorn Vanessa a bit more as like the culprit, and maybe the reshoots, in my opinion, might have like had an involvement with that. Like maybe Vanessa was supposed to be a big bad, like even bigger kind of situation, and then they had to like pull it back a bit because they're like, that doesn't make sense considering that Fisk has always been like the big bad, and that there shouldn't be any reason not to keep him as such.
So the way Vanessa whispered to Fisk and like Matt overheard it, and that's how he found out. Like,
Yeah.
do you think that that was like originally in the script, or you think maybe they added that in like a
I,
addition, like ADR thing?
I think they added it in for sure because it feels like it's all over the place right now.
Hmm.
Even at the beginning scenes, like it just feels like this was forced
Yeah.
in the sense like it's just I don't know, like and it's hard for me to trust anything Marvel does right now, considering that they've really been on edge trying to like essentially shoehorn a couple of characters here and there. Especially if like we don't even care about them. It's like it's so weird. Like why should we care about Vanessa? Like what makes her so important besides the fact that like it's Kingpin's, wife, essentially.
Mm. Yeah,
You know?
I don't really give a shit about Vanessa, honestly. I liked her in the original show. I thought she had a bit more character, but this time around, it's just, I don't know, she's kind of just smug and arrogant and boring, but like, and like, I don't know, are we meant to fear her? But like, it doesn't feel like it's earned. Um, and like, I don't know, man. It's just, it feels like she's kind of just been shoehorned into this new role without any like she hasn't earned it. There's no purpose to it. It's just kind of happened, and we're just expected to kind of just go along with it, because like the last time we see her, she's just come out of hiding. They get married straight away, and then Daredevil's kicking the shit out of him, and he gets put back in prison. And it's like,
Right.
if you're gonna do a thing where it's like now she's become this big like queen pin or whatever you want to call her, like do a flashback and spend like 20 minutes of an episode maybe showing us how she gets there, maybe
Hmm.
like, because that's like a big character development for her to go from like the kind of the wife or whatever, the not to call her a widow, but like at some point she thinks that he's dead, so she probably was referring to herself as a widow.
Hmm.
But like to go from the wife who has to kind of sit at the sidelines while her husband's locked up to now running the criminal organization, like it's like I'd like to kind of see how that is actually put in place, how that actually happens.
I
Just
agree.
it feels a little weird to me.
No, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Like I was thinking that why didn't they just make a show about her?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just do even if it was a mini series? I think I would
Mm.
have accepted that a lot more than just, oh, she's now like the head of the crime family, essentially. Like she's handling all the business because Fisk is out. And yeah, like I can see that in some cases, but like for the most part, it's like why and when and like you know at what
How?
point, yeah, how, like
Everything.
at what point does Vanessa have the right to take over? Like did Fisk tell her to take over at any point? Did we have the notion that she would have the balls to do so? She was a fucking, like, wasn't she an art seller or something like that?
Exactly, yeah. So she went from art seller to like queen pin, in the shadows, off screen, and we don't know like how or why or when even. So
Yeah.
it's like even like talking about all the stuff with like Matt and Foggy, for example, like how long, or like between like Dex and that whole situation, it's like season 3 of the show aired in 2018. Do we believe that the show actually took place in 2018 in the Marvel timeline? And then like obviously the events of Infinity War, Civil War, blah blah blah, like the whole world goes to shreds and then it comes back. Like, why would Dex potentially, what, like 7 years later after the incident of the last season, he just randomly decides to kill Foggy on the side of the street? It just, I feel like the show should have spent time catching us up on where it left off. There's a big gap between the Netflix show and where we are now, and there's no kind of explanation as to how we got to where we are. We saw the tiny bit in episode 1 where it just looked like the next episode of the show, and then shit hits the fan, and then it's like we just like fade out, and then it's like 1 year later and the whole thing is different. Matt's in a different place, different firm, living in a different apartment. It just feels so different. And it's like they could have easily, like, the show's 9 episodes. I think when they first announced it was going to be 18 episodes. you
Hmm.
know Give us 10 and do an episode about Fisk and Vanessa and show us like how he goes from season 3 of this show to Hawkeye to Echo to this show, like where, like how, explain the timeline to us, because like if you just take Fisk, like not even taking Daredevil or any of these guys into it, like, but like, how does Fisk go from the end of the original show to where he gets locked up again, he's caught again, and then he's out again by the looks of it, and then we do flashbacks to like 2007, way before all this, and then we then flash forward to what 2022, 21, 22, whatever it was, and he's like out and he's still the criminal mastermind, and the events of Hawkeye happen, and then Echo happens, and then he gets shot and he disappears again, and it's like it just feels all kind of weird, feels strange. Like I would like some clarity on the timeline.
Yeah, not enough not enough exposition. It's too convoluted. I definitely feel on the same page as you on this one. I mean, like, I'm not like, I think, we both agree that Vanessa was great in the original series. I think it worked out for her character, the way that she just kind of grows into this love of power, which is great. So then when you get to this point, it's like, okay, she loves power. Is that all you're gonna tell us in terms of like why she even has power to begin with?
Yeah. Like I don't buy it that she's an art dealer and she might have a little kink towards men with power and stuff. Like that's how it felt in the original show. And then she marries him and stuff like that, and she's like, show me your empire. I'm part of this now. I'm at risk too. I deserve to know. And then he starts kind of letting her in, and like you remember like when he's like talking in his little hideout in the hotel, and it's like your man's waiting for his fixer's waiting for like Vanessa to leave the room, and he's like, no, you can say anything in front of her now. She deserves to know, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, okay, he's starting to let her in. But then it goes from that to her leading all of the gangs in New York. Like, so it's like, I'd love to see an episode with her where it shows us how that all happened.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe they do it in season 2. I don't know, but I feel like we need it now. We should have had it episode 3 or something, like, should have been like here's Vanessa, here's how she's gotten to the front of the table or the head of the table.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because they respect her for the fact that she's Kingpin's like squeeze, essentially. Mm-hmm. So now that he's gone, yeah. So, but now he's gone. So what makes her respectable amongst the organization? Like what gives her the right to rule over everybody?
I still think it's fear. Because when we first see Vanessa sitting at the table having the meeting with all the gangs, and then Fisk comes in, and you can just see the whole room go silent, and they're all kind of staring kind of at Fisk when he walks into the room, and he's like, Vanessa, can I have a word with you? And like everyone's just like kind of sitting there shitting themselves, going like, oh my God, it's him. Like, what do we do? So I think it's fear, to be honest. But again, I still would like to see the development of what all happened on screen rather than just hearing about it and going, oh yeah, okay, that's cool. Like it just
that works.
It's that's okay. I understand. But it's like, when we first heard that Foggy was going to die off screen and Karen was going to just disappear or whatever it was, or the both of them were going to die off screen, and then Matt just goes into a depression. Like we said this straight away. Like we're like, that's not it. Like, that you can't just do that. You can't just like have these big, like fucking massive, like character development moments happen off screen. And, they kind of tried to address it in this show, but they've done massive developments to other characters off screen, and we're just supposed to accept it. It just feels weird to me, man. I don't like there. It's my least favorite part of the show, and it annoys me as well because I love the character Fisk so much. And in this episode as well, like we kind of see him starting to get angry a little bit, and I was just like, yes, here we go. Like I was like, yes, like the old Fisk is back. Like this is where. Like Vincent is such a fantastic actor that I'm just like, when I see him kind of losing his shit, I'm like, this is Fisk. This is why he got that role. I'm like, this is what I want to see. And he just kind of is just calming himself down straight away. Now, I think in the last episode, he's going to be off the rails again because obviously Dex has tried to take a shot at Kingpin. So he's going to be on the fucking warpath in the finale, which is obviously great. But it just, it feels like, we've gone 9 episodes to get here. It's kind of crazy.
And we've only seen the suit maybe twice.
Bro, that like my missus said to me when we stopped watching this episode, like she was just like, where's all the action? Where is it? Like, he's like, she's like in every episode of the original show, you'd see some sort of fight or something. There'd be
Yep.
action of some sort, whether it's like a gun, like a gunfight, or some martial arts or something would be happening that's physical and choreographed and all this sort of stuff, and it was a spectacle. Whereas in this, it's just turned into a drama now. It's like it's all talk and very little action, which is I'm shocked to have to admit it. Like it's kind of crazy. Um, there's if you remember back in like the press tour as well, like they Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio were asked, what's your favorite episode? Like, what are we looking forward to the most? And Charlie kept saying like, oh, there's like so much stuff in this show that we just can't believe that we got away with Disney with filming, and it's crazy and it's gory and it's all this and stuff that we weren't and shocked that we were shocked about. We couldn't even do this in the old show. And like my initial thought was always going to be like, oh, Muse must get fucked up, like he's gutting people alive, and we'll see him
Mhm.
like taking people's insides out and all this mad shit. But again, we just kind of heard about it. We maybe saw a tiny bit of him trying to like take blood out of somebody or whatever, and we heard again like he's painting with the blood and all this sort of stuff. But like we didn't see any crazy gory shit. And like they've said, like both Vincent and Charlie have said like their favorite episodes are 8 and 9. And like, after watching 8, I'm kind of like, yeah, it was fine. Like, I love having Bullseye out of prison. I think he's a fucking fantastic character. He's one of the best villains in Marvel, in my opinion. Like, I just loved like his build up in that original show was just absolutely sensational. And now that he's kind of enhanced as well, he's even like more deadly. And I just think that's amazing. I love just his whole style. I just love that he can just like, pick up, like he fucking kills a guard with his tooth. Like it's just, it's wild, And like, I love that. Like, and even in the original show, he's like picking off like chandelier pieces and he's like using them as knives and all. I love that sort of shit. Like, that's incredible. Keep it up, please. But I just feel like, again, we've next week's episode. So we have another hour at max, I would say. And then we got to wait until next year to see the next episode. So it's just like, I don't know. It feels like there was a lot of time wasted with talking and all the like. I know there's a story building with like BB Urich and stuff like that, and I'm just like I don't care. Like she got way too much screen time. It's like it was crazy. Like I understand, like it's Ben's niece, whatever. She's like, and then we find out in the last episode. Now she's like, oh, I know he had something to do with his death, and that's why I'm really digging into it. I'm ghost writing under a different alias or something. Like, tell us that fucking 4 episodes ago and leave it at that. See you next season, sort of thing. But she's in every fucking episode. It's like ridiculous. Like, there's no need for it at all. So stuff like that, like I'm just like we're wasting time here, guys. Like all
Yeah.
those like at least half of those BB scenes could have been taken out, and we could have had like fight scenes, anything, Matt training, Kingpin kicking the fuck out of people, like anything, like more Punisher. Like there could have been so much they could have done that I just feel like they haven't. I feel like they've just wasted so much time, and it's very frustrating because look, the show's good. I'm not going to deny that it's not. And I've said this from day one. If it was half as good as the Netflix show, we'd be eating good. And it is. It's not as good as the Netflix show, but it's still solid. And I think a lot of people are really liking it. Like I checked the IMDb rating before we went live. It's sitting on a 9.2. That's very impressive. That is
It's
impressive.
really good.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to like it. I wouldn't score the episode of 9.2 myself, probably like 8.5 or something, or, lower eights. But I think the show is probably sitting at maybe like an 8.3, 8.4 or something like that for me. It's great. It's probably the best thing that Disney Plus have put out, but it's still like not Daredevil, you know? It's just
Y-
it's missing a lot.
Right. Right. Yeah, definitely. Because I think that the most enjoyable episodes were definitely like the one with Kamala's father and the bank scenes and whatnot. And I thought that was really fun. Even the episode with Muse and Daredevil in the suit was really fun. The next episode afterward. Um, but then like
Bro,
killing him off immediately, like in the following episode or in the next two following episodes, it was a letdown, man.
it was again such promise for a great villain, like really fucked up villain, and where they could have stretched it out for a season or two, like what they're trying to do with Bullseye now. You could have a big, like, really good arc with him, and then let him get locked up or something, and then he gets out, and he comes back, like what they're doing now. But like to bring this guy in, have him kind of build up in a similar way to Bullseye, and then episode 6 they have a big fight, which I thought was going to be in like the season finale or episode 8 or something like that, and then for him to just die, get shot by the girlfriend in episode 7, I'm still shocked about it. I can't believe that they just wrote him off that way and did it that way. I don't know. Dan says Loki's the best show on Disney Plus. I can see that. I preferred Loki season 1 to season 2 personally. I do like the Loki show though. I love Tom Hiddleston. I love his passion, and just even like with how much he loves the character and how involved he is in making that show, that it automatically goes up from like a 7 to an 8 for me just for that, because I love when the creator, like when actors have a passion for a project, it really does show on the screen, and you can see it. You can see it in that show. Like he loves that character, and he puts a lot of time and effort into that show. I think season 1 was a lot better, and I went back and rewatched season 1 as well. And when you kind of do it in a binge, it's fucking brilliant. But season 2 just didn't hit the same. Maybe I need to binge season 2 as well and give it a second chance. But I just didn't feel it didn't feel as special to me.
I mean, I think for a while, like I thought Loki season 1 was pretty good, but after watching season 2. It just left a sour taste in my mouth. I felt like it was too much of an introspective on the whole like time looping, trying to get Kang's alternate universe characters like into the role, not knowing like what they entail, fully, considering like they only know about this character and this like, and I'm, I apologize if it sounds like I'm kind of throwing it in the midst of nothing, but like it really just felt like nothing. It just felt like they were just trying to get to a point where Loki becomes, I guess, what is it, storyteller or
God of stories or something, isn't it?
Yeah, like it and that's cool. Like you're just, you're kind of creating those moments, which, I think happened in Minecraft. Was like, look, it's a thing. There's look at all the things. There's that. Oh my God, I know that reference. I get that. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, but like, what does this end up becoming in the end run? Like, are we going to see Ouroboros again? Are we going to see, are we going to see Morbius again? Are we going to see Mobius?
I make that mistake all the time as well. Don't worry.
it's so close. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
And to be completely honest, I think that Moon Knight was one of their best, considering that it really had a good string of mystery and wonder that had like, gods. It had Moon Knight in the costume once in a while. I think that they should have added a bit more of Moon Knight here and there. I think they were either afraid to do too much of the costume or whatnot, but like people love the costume.
Yeah, it was
like
cool.
Some people, yeah, I've seen posts saying that like, the Moon Knight costume, like from the MCU, is actually really nice. The fact that it's like, these wrappings around his body, and you see like the details, and you see the moon symbol, and the fact that like he can pull moon rings from like from that symbol, and it's a cool idea. The costume looks amazing. I think that they should have had more fights. I think fighting, I think fighting monsters could have been a little bit more engaging. I think that they only had a few moments here and there. I think they should have had more goons to fight here and there. It's the trope that they always get behind when it comes to TV shows, is that we don't want to showcase a lot of fighting. We just want to have a lot of conversation. And it's like, if I want to watch something with conversations in it, I'm going to watch a Kevin Smith movie. I'm going to watch like something from his line of work. I'm going to watch something that, involves a lot of lore behind it. And yes, like Moon Knight has lore, but it's good lore. Like it's very, like it's easy to consume. Like the whole Khonshu situation, some of the backflashes that they come to, all the things that they interacted with. Ethan Hawke being like a villain was really cool, considering like he was different from what you see from other characters. He wasn't necessarily
I forgot about that, bro. I forgot Ethan Hawke was in that show, and he was good, but I just feel like there wasn't enough of him or something.
Right. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Because they were taking too much time worrying about talking to this like, you know, Scarlet Scarab and whatnot, like, and trying to get these other characters lifted off, when in reality, like, the main focus is the fucking name of the title. It's
Yeah,
Moon
yeah,
Knight. Like, lift
exactly.
off Moon Knight, lift
Yeah,
off Ethan Hawke's character. I can't even remember his name, but I just know he was great.
he was good. Yeah, they should have you know introduced the lady who becomes the Scarab, and then like you know had it as the tip of the hat to the nerds, like oh you know who she's going to become in season 2. Like
Yeah.
that's how they usually introduce characters. Like, do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember? Like, I don't. Sorry, you didn't watch Arrow, did you? But like when they started bringing in like the Black Canary and stuff, she wasn't the Black Canary for like seasons, but like you knew who it was if you knew the
Right.
characters. You know, Laurel like one day becomes the Black Canary. Like so, it's like make it pay off. Like you know, it's like don't just like throw it all in our faces in 4 episodes. You know what I mean? It's just too much information too quickly, and then you just rush everything else, and you don't get the proper introduction. You don't get the proper origin story.
So I like Tusk. Fuck yeah, I do. That shit was awful, but it was like so. It was so fucking. It was so fucked up. It was good.
Is
It
this
was
when he goes to the other dimension or whatever it is, like the afterworld or whatever? And
no, 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 no. It's a Kevin Smith movie.
oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about that fucking, you know when he goes into the other world and he sees like the big like fucking hippo
Oh,
girl or whatever,
yeah,
all that sort of shit, all the different gods and all. I thought we were
that to
talking about
me
one
ruined
god.
it. That to me ruined a lot of the pacing. Like
Yeah, that shit was weird.
they wanted an excuse to not have Moon Knight save the day right away.
Yeah.
And it just like they should have had more to they should have had enemy. It should have been a gauntlet, essentially. It should have been like, okay, you're trapped in this world. The arc is heading its way out so that you can come back too. And you also have to like it should have been a gauntlet. It should have been like what you saw in like God of War or Dante's Inferno, when you see like you're on a rail and just enemies pouring in and you have to fight these slew of enemies in order to get out.
Yeah.
Like, how awesome would it? The most like sand is your enemy. Essentially, you fall out, you turn into a stone, and you're gone forever. And it's like that's kind of boring. If they had done that, and then they go, oh, and also there's a gauntlet of enemies coming through, and they're gonna fight the fuck out of you. And not only are you Moon Knight, but you're also with your counterpart, and you're both separated, so you can have these fight scenes going on. And it just would have equated to something much better. It would have been jam packed. It would have been action, like action would have been pouring out of those fucking scenes, and then we would have been like, this is the greatest show ever, because now you guys understand. We need the action, we need the fun, we need the thrill, and that's why Daredevil. The first 3 seasons of Daredevil, not being within the MCU, are the top tier because they got the formula perfectly. They perfectly set up the formula. Conversation, conflict, issue, go deal with it as Daredevil. Credits.
Yeah. Repeat.
Yeah, and that's all, because it's a daily episode thing, man. It's like in Supernatural when it's like, what's the monster of the D? What's the monster of the week?
Yeah. No, you're right. I gotta watch this Tusk film. Sounds hilarious, by the way.
Oh, it's fucked up, dude. Like it's like a mad scientist kind of thing, where he wants to find like the perfect walrus or something like that, and Justin Long is like the main character. You have Haley Joel. Is it Haley Joel Osment? Is that his name?
I'm not sure.
He was the kid from Sixth Sense who said like I can see dead people.
Oh, I know the guy.
I see dead people.
Yeah.
He was there. And it's just such a good ride. Like, it's fucked up, but it's a good ride.
I like Kevin Smith. And I'm a fan of like some of his movies, but I wouldn't be like a diehard going in and watching everything. So yeah, I'll check it out for sure. Just to wrap back into Daredevil for a bit, we've only got 1 episode left of this season. What are your predictions for the last episode? What do you think is going to happen?
They're gonna drop the ball.
Jesus, I hope you're wrong. What do you hope to see? Like what?
More than 5 minutes of the suit.
Yes, please. I cannot believe that we have to ask for that. But yeah, like he has what 6 suits at this stage. Like we've seen the masks. He's got like black, yellow,
and and they're
silver,
all
red,
depressed,
old red, new red.
and they all can't be worn because he's so depressed.
Yeah, I think he's gonna break up with his missus. Because he's gonna maybe he stupidly tells her that he's Daredevil, and she kind of like has a big thing against vigilantes. Like, let's be real. Like, if you're a vigilante in New York, are you gonna be going out with a girl who hates vigilantes? Like, let's be real. You know what I mean? You're out saving the world at night. You get home. Do you want to be listening to shit like going like, oh, these vigilantes are assholes and they only think about themselves and they're a blight on the city and all this shit. Like, realistically, you're not going to want to listen to that when you get home after saving the world. So it's like, I just don't think that they're a right fit for each other. I was kind of thinking she might die tonight in this episode. I was thinking Poindexter might shoot her. Obviously, Matt takes a bullet for Kingpin, which is insane. After everything that's happened, would you think like he'd be like, oh, I didn't hear that coming, and just like let it happen? But that'll show you how much like of a good guy that he actually is. Is like he's diving out and taking a bullet for Kingpin, which is wild.
Well, he also
play?
made a mistake. Like he made a mistake. He knowingly got Poindexter out. Like I have a feeling he knows that he got him out.
So by smashing his head off the table, he knew he was gonna potentially somehow get to like the med bay and somehow break out. I can't imagine he'd be like he's gonna use his tooth and use it as a bullet.
Dude, the dude can hear shit just falling out of a pigeon's ass. Like I'm pretty sure he can hear a tooth breaking out.
Oh, I'm sure. But would he have known that it could be used as like a lethal weapon to kill and make him escape from prison? I don't know if that's like realistic, but I loved that scene.
Come on, man.
It was fantastic, bro. It was great.
Come on, man. Colin Farrell threw like a fucking nut into an old lady's throat and caused her to have a choking fit and die.
I believe that more than him spitting a tooth out and going through somebody's skull.
Dude, it went into his eye. It went into his socket.
I know,
he shot it into his eye socket. Like it wasn't like it wasn't like through the eye. It went into the fucking thing.
It was cool. It was great. No, it was cool. I'm not I just thought like I don't know if Matt did that in the hopes that would exactly what happened. I think he was trying to cut his head, and then like maybe he had to go to the med bay to get worked on, and then maybe he would escape that way. I don't really think that he was trying to get him out of prison either, though. I don't know if Matt would actually do that.
I don't know. Like I think that it's possible. It's kind of a weird thought, but like because of all the hatred in his heart, like just allowing him to get out in order to finish the job, I think is very like believable, considering that it wouldn't be him and that he thought it was Fisk that performed the task, but in fact it was Vanessa. So
yeah.
Because of that, he saves Fisk's life by taking the bullet because it wasn't meant for him. It should have been like essentially Vanessa should have been the one taken out. But because
do you think Matt would have dived in front of the bullet if it was going for Vanessa?
No, I don't think so. Maybe I don't know.
I don't think he can let anybody die. And I think that's the point of the whole scene. It's like Fisk. If anybody in that room deserves the bullet, it is Fisk, and Matt still can't even let him die. And like I think it comes back to the scene where he's talking to his partner, and it's like everything that we do, it just feels like we're what's the word he says? He says like we're just babysitting chaos or something. He says something along those lines, and it's like he doesn't even feel like they're doing real or just work anymore. So I feel like he's given up, and I wonder, does that maybe help the fact that like yes, okay, maybe he did help Bullseye get out, but I don't think he wants Bullseye to go and kill Fisk. I don't know. Does he want Bullseye to get out so that he gets a shot at him again as Daredevil? Is that what you're trying to say? Like he gets another go, like they can have another brawl, and then maybe he does kill him this time.
That's what I was thinking originally.
Yeah. because that kind of makes sense, because then it's like, I'm going to kill you because you killed my friend. You being in prison is not justice. You're just going to get out at some point or whatever. So I'm going to put you down because you need to
Yeah.
be put down. And then obviously when he comes to the event and he goes to try and take out Kingpin, it's like, oh shit, okay, I didn't want this. I don't know. That was my kind of understanding of it.
No, that definitely
Yeah.
seems more believable.
My predictions or my hopes for the finale, I want Frank Castle to return. I don't know why he's going to return. I was hoping that there would be a reason for him to come back at this stage. My only guess is that he's coming back to potentially try and stop the anti-task force, but because they're, maybe by the end of the season or in the last episode, they're going to start rocking the Punisher logos in public or something. That would be maybe a reason why, Frank would maybe see that. Like, what's the dude's name who's wearing it? I can't remember. He's a character from the comics. I can't remember his name, but he's the black guy. We saw him in the episode. He's like the dude who was wearing the thing when he was the one who took out Tiger, the White Tiger, and I think like he starts publicly wearing the Punisher logo on his bulletproof vest. So my guess is that happens. Frank sees it on the news or something like that, and he's like, "Fuck this shit! I'm going back to New York or whatever." And then him and Daredevil get together. This is my hopes for the finale. The two of them try and like kick the shit out of some of these task force guys, and maybe they try and take out Bullseye, but fail to take him out, because I want to see Bullseye come back again. Like I don't want to see him not in the show. So I would hate to, like, if they kill Bullseye in the last episode, I will be raging, because I hate that idea. I want him to always kind of be out there. I want him to be like Punisher. He's like out there. People don't know where he is, and he can just come back at any point. He could be a hired hand that could come in and just start fucking shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd watch a Bullseye show. Like, I think he's such a phenomenal character. The actor who plays him is incredible. And just I love just how they portray his abilities and everything. And I want to see his character develop more now that he is technically an enhanced individual. Like, I think that needs to be explored more. Because obviously we saw him take a spill off a 4 or 5 story building and he's fine. He just has a scar on his face. So, his face got crushed. Like, I think we know he had like spinal work done and stuff like that. So I want to see that develop more.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I want to see it. I want to, and as well, maybe get Karen back in the finale. And it would be wild, but if they did a thing where Foggy actually did come back, I know Dan, every time he comes in, it's like, Foggy's alive. It's like, I think he's trying to say that, the whole rumors of like, him faking his own death are true. Because that happened in the comic books. So like, if Foggy actually came back next week and it's like, hey buddy, what's up, or something, it was like, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, I had to fake my own death just to draw out Bullseye or some shit. I don't know what the hell the excuse would be. Maybe he was on to the whole Vanessa thing, and maybe he was like, they were getting Vanessa to take the bait or something like that. Like, they try and explain it in some way, but that'd be like the wildest finale for me. Would be Daredevil back, Karen back, Punisher back, everybody back, and then it just leads into a big cliffhanger at the very end, and then we get season 2 in less than a year, because they're shooting it right now.
I love the dream you have, sir. I love the dreams that you have.
Clip it and ship it, guys. Hopefully it works out. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
It would be nice. It definitely would be. Like, it's like, I'm not trying to shit on it or anything, but that's like, that is far beyond what the writers would actually like do, because that would be so wonderful. But I doubt it.
Yeah, again, like, going off like the whole overhaul of the show and everything, I feel like the overhaul was kind of maybe oversold. Like, it wasn't actually overhauled as much as we thought it was, but maybe how it gets overhauled is the last 2 episodes were from a different script or something, and this is why the next episode of the show is being filmed already. Like, they probably have episode 1 of season 2 already done. It's been filming in New York for a couple of weeks now. It's like, maybe it does end on a big cliffhanger and we go just directly into season 2. Like, there's been set photos released. Like, you can go and Google them if you want, but it's like Karen's back and she's got like a wig on and she's like obviously hiding her identity and stuff like that. So maybe Fisk is going after her or something like that. I don't know. We've heard that the actor who plays Foggy is going to be in season 2. We know that Frank's getting his own spin-off and potentially more time in season 2 as well. So I think that the second season of the show is going to be a lot better. But maybe the last episode of the show is like just a direct bridge into that new show, and that's my hopes. Because if this ended on a big cliffhanger and it's like, see you in 10 months for the new show, like that'd be pretty baller. Because next year, obviously, we've got Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, and potentially the actual real Daredevil show.
Mm-hmm.
Figures that's my hope anyway.
It's a big hope.
It is. The Minecraft movie.
Tell me all about it.
You tell me. What do you think the Minecraft movie is about? I just want to. I want to see. I want to see. Can we guess? Because again, it's a very simple fucking like president. Like do you just tell me what you think the movie is about? I'll tell you how right or wrong you are.
Is it pretty much like what you would do in the game itself, which is that you need to collect ender? I think it was what are they, ender eyes or ender orbs or something like that? I can't remember. And then you have to like go and fight the ender dragon,
ender pearls or whatever.
Ender pearls, thank you. Yeah. And
so there are some ender pearls in the movie.
Do they go fight an ender dragon at the end of this?
They don't. And that was one thing I said to my son, because like he plays the game religiously and loves it. And that was one thing I said when we were walking back to the car. I was like, hey, there was no dragon. What's the story there? And he was like, oh, I don't know. Like I was like,
I don't care.
Yeah, he had fun anyway, and that was what it was all about. We brought him. It was our most expensive trip to the cinema ever. So
Jesus,
which is crazy. But again, we bought like the best seats in the house, in the best screen in the country. Like I had a feeling going into this because I know he religiously plays this game every day. It's his favorite game. All of half of his clothes are Minecraft clothes. He has all the fucking plushy teddies and all the toys and all the shit. It's his favorite thing. So I kind of said to my missus, I was like, we have to go all out because this is potentially going to be his favorite movie of all time. So, or until he sees the next one. So I'm like, I remember what that felt like as a kid going to see like Star Wars Episode 1 and just becoming completely obsessed, even though I already was, but taking it to that next level. And, I said, let's make this the best day we can for him. So like when we got there, we got him like the popcorn bucket, which was this big like TNT box, and he got the drink fucking cup and everything. And, the tickets were, yeah.
Not gonna lie though, the TNT box, like popcorn bucket, did look pretty cool.
It's cool. It's cool as fuck. Yeah. So like I'm like, Dan, that was like 43 euros for that, like with some popcorn in it and a drink like from the refill station. So like it was expensive, but I just said, look, he's gonna love that box, and he's probably every time we sit down to watch a movie at home, he'll be throwing popcorn into it now. So I was like, it's well worth it. Like so, but it was an expensive day out. The movie itself, like, the way, like, I don't know if it felt obvious to me, but I kind of had a feeling, even watching the first trailer, that I thought that the movie was just going to be like a newer version of like Jumanji or something.
Oh yeah, no, like because
that was kind of my guess, right? And I went in, and that's exactly what the movie was. And the funny thing is, like, they obviously did a sequel to Jumanji a few years ago, and the movie's actually really good. The first like sequel to Jumanji with The Rock and stuff, the first one is actually really good. I don't even think I've seen the second one yet, but Jack Black's in that fucking movie, and then he's gone and made the Minecraft movie, and it's basically just Jumanji but Minecraft. It's Jumanji with a Minecraft skin. Steve, like Jack Black, like like Jack Black, like I think you have to watch this movie just to see it, because it's a bit of a spectacle, right? Because Jack Black just literally plays Jack Black on crack, right? That's what it is. Like it's insane. I've never seen him play himself so much in a movie. Like he's doing like the Tenacious D fucking like and all this like mad, like he's doing everything. It's just Jack Black times 10. And like, Jason Momoa was in it, and he's just this cheesy like ex-gamer fucking, it's almost like a Dr. Disrespect ripoff in a sense. Like, the way Dr. Disrespect always talks about, like, I'm the 92, 93 fucking blockbuster video game champion and all this stuff. Like, he has these lines where it's like, I was the champion of this game back in like 1989. And he's this big cheesy character. I'm like, did they rip off like Dr. Disrespect for this or something? It felt like that's how it felt to me. But yeah, basically like Jack Black finds a way into the Minecraft world by like getting one of these orbs or something, and he ends up basically getting trapped there. because the Ender world opens up and he realizes that if it spills out, like the world will get destroyed or something. So he traps himself in it, which is kind of like the first Jumanji movie where Thing gets stuck in the world, but then a lot of time passes in the real world, and then they end up opening the gate again, and then a bunch of randoms go in, and they end up finding Steve, and it's just the usual shite. Like, but there were some funny moments in it. Not gonna lie, I didn't get all the references. I'm sure there, if you play Minecraft, there's probably 100 references in it that you'll be like, oh, that's from the game or whatever. I was just kind of watching it with virgin eyes and just knew nothing about it. But like, I've seen some of the reaction videos online of like people like throwing popcorn up in the air and going crazy and everything. I was like, and that's usually in America. Like, but like usually cinemas for us, it's everyone respects silence. Let's watch the movie. Obviously, if something's funny, you can laugh, but people don't go like and start acting the fool in the cinema, like, because like realistically, like if we did that when we were teenagers, we'd probably get the shit kicked out of us by somebody, like like someone in the crowd would kick the shit out of you and throw you out. Like, so it's like that's the way it's not really like kind of outbursts and like crazy shit. But even our screen, there was a whole row down the back of like a bunch of kids and like their parents and all who obviously came together. And like when Steve came on the screen, everyone was like, "Oh my god, Steve!" Yeah, and everyone was like screaming and all. And my son thought it was funny. Like, and me and my girlfriend were looking at each other like, going, "Wow, like that does not usually happen here. Like, it's really out of place for that sort of stuff to happen here." But some of the videos I'm seeing online about it, like, it's absolutely insane. Like people having like people on their shoulders and they're jumping up and down and all, like, and I'm just like, man, if I'd be looking for a refund if that happened in my screen. I'd leave and I'd be like, I want my money back. There's people fucking like throwing popcorn all over the place. It's so out of character for us. Like, it's bizarre.
I'd be laughing my ass off. I'd be like, God damn, these people really love Minecraft.
I don't know, man. It's just like there's a time and a place for it, I think. And as you're trying to watch the movie,
it's the movie.
It's just ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous to me. I like it as well. Like, you're missing like lines of dialogue and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. Like, I know when there's like watching some of the videos of like Andrew Garfield getting revealed in like No Way Home and stuff, and everyone's like going crazy. Like, obviously it'd be cool to be there, but at the same time, like watching those reaction videos, like people are screaming for like a solid minute, and they miss like half of that dialogue scene because you can't even hear the fucking screen. Like, it's crazy. Like, that shit would piss me off.
Honestly, I think
I'm all for like, yo, it's Andrew Garfield, yo, and like getting hyped up, but that's it. Let's back into the movie, guys.
Honestly, I think it just gets yucked up. So because people are like, all right, guys, do you guys want to be on a TikTok video?
Yeah.
Let's because they've probably already seen it. They probably already saw the movie, and they're like, all right, let's watch it again for TikTok. Let's throw it up on the TikTok, get our views in.
There has to be a bit of that happening because, like, again, there's like a part in the movie where like this like chicken jockey thing shows up, and it's like, I presume that's a big thing in the game. But like, you can see this video. I've seen videos on TikTok and stuff of like people like know it's coming and they're like getting ready to like destroy the cinema. Like when this is happening, like they have like buckets of popcorn at the ready to throw in the air at this exact moment. It's like, okay, you're doing this for the views. Like, it's ridiculous. And I feel sorry for the people that work there because like they were destroying screens. Like, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. But like, what an accomplishment. Like, Warner Brothers have made this movie. It's probably going to be their biggest movie of the year. Like, this could outperform Superman. Like, which is crazy, bro. Like, I think I looked at it before we went live. It was like sitting at like 323 million in the first weekend, and obviously the start of this week. I'd say next weekend they're probably going to do the same again because like people will either go see it for the first time. Like, there's going to be fucking millions and millions of kids that are going to want to see this film, and then it's like a lot of people that might go a second time, because like I think it does a great job of like hyping up and paying homage to that game. Like, I think if there was a Fortnite movie and it was like this movie, but just with Fortnite, I think it would be a wild success. And I think a lot of people would go see it. So I think they've done a great job making this movie, but obviously it's not going to win any awards. The acting is awful in it. Most of the movie, you can just tell they're standing on a green screen. Like, it's I would love to see a behind the scenes of this film being made because I'd say it is just green screen the whole time. Obviously, when they're out in the real world, there's a couple of like actual like locations, but like even like most of it is either just like in the video game shop that Jason Momoa's character owns, but they could have built that in a studio or something. Like, like that might not even be a real place, so I don't know, like it feels like a lot of it is just CGI and green screens and shot maybe on locations that are built. Like, so, I think they say the budget was like 150, so like they're nearly probably breaking even already in the first like couple of days, which is fucking insane. It's crazy. So yeah, I think when it comes out digitally or whatever, or I could probably get a copy of it and give it to you, but like you should check it out just for the laughs. I think you might enjoy some of it, and just like as a spectacle, just to see it, like yeah, I'm gonna be watching the box office though, just to see how it does overall, because I think it could do something crazy. It could like do Aquaman numbers, like it really could, like it could like crack a billion. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. This is the type of movie that will just continuously have every weekend like massive numbers coming in, because there'll just be so many families that couldn't go last week for some reasons that they'll go this week. It's a kids movie, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really spoil the movie, you know what I mean? Like, it's just something you have to see. Like, the story's kind of, it is what it is. Like, there's not any mad twists or, like plots that are going to develop that people won't see coming and stuff. Like, so it's kind of just like, go see it when you can, sort of thing. So I think the numbers are going to be spread out over the next like 5 to 6 weeks, I'd say. I think it's going to do really well. Do you watch White Lotus?
No.
Okay.
You could tell me all about it, buddy. I'm good. Like, I'm probably not going to watch it for a while.
No, like I won't even talk about it. I was just curious if you were watching it, because like the latest season finished just a couple of days ago. So yeah, I'd be curious. Again, if you haven't seen it, so there's no point in even talking about
it. Have you watched Landman?
I actually started Landman.
My God, dude, what do you like? Tell me. That's what I want to know. What do you think of that show? Because holy fuck, like that show is so goddamn good.
I'm only like 2 episodes in, but did you ever watch Yellowstone or like any of the other like cowboy stuff that your man?
No, but I know you told me to check it out, and I think there's another show or something that you told me that Billy Bob Thornton was in.
I
swear you told me.
Fargo season 1, the first season of Fargo.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro. That's 10 out of 10 right there. No, so basically Landman is made by the same dude, Taylor Sheridan's his name. He's kind of doing all the Paramount stuff. Like he's doing all the Yellowstone shit. So the main show, 1923, 1883, all these shows. He's got this. He's got the what's his face? Hawkeye show, Mayor of Kingstown. He's got the Lioness show, Tulsa King. Like all these shows, like are all like produced by this one guy. So like he must be like one of the busiest men in Hollywood. Like it's crazy. But again, I watched the first 2 episodes of Landman. I liked it. My missus wasn't too crazy on it. She's kind of like, this feels like a kind of guy show, like more so, like it wasn't really appealing to her specifically. But I think she'll watch it with me anyway. Because like the way they end the first episode with that kind of cliffhanger with the explosion, and I was like, I have to, like, it was late at night, but I didn't even ask her. I just threw on episode 2. I was like, there's no way we're not watching episode 2 after that. So I needed to see what happened, obviously. So we watched the first 2. Yeah, like I don't. There's a lot of characters in it that are just like, they seem like they're real assholes and they're just not nice people and stuff. So it's kind of nice to kind of watch people like that have bad shit happen to them. I know it's kind of sad to say, but like I love kind of seeing like the wife, for example. Like I just hate her. Like she's awful, but like maybe she'll redeem herself. I don't know, but it's like I kind of like watching people like that suffer in a sense. So the daughter's like an airhead, and the son seems like he's a smart guy, but I don't like, he's just lost. So like there's a lot of like cool character progression that I want to see like develop. But yeah, I'm in, man. I'll watch it. Like I think there's 10 episodes in season 1. I'll probably have it. I might have it done by the end of the week. To be honest, I'll probably watch some episodes tomorrow. I'll watch as much of it as I can over the weekend as well. Yeah, I'm in big time. But if you like that show, because this show is basically Yellowstone, but with oil instead of fucking cattle, basically. So it's kind of the same vibes. Like the Yellowstone show is basically it's a ranch. Like the main guy is like runs the cattle ranch on the Yellowstone, which is like the biggest like private cattle ranch in the world or whatever. And the government are trying to take the land off him, and the natives are trying to get the land back as well. And like there's a whole kind of power struggle of who's going to take the land. And the main guy played by Kevin Costner is going to do whatever he can to keep the land. It's been in his family for like 7 generations, and everything is just about keeping the land. And the show just develops over years of the struggle to actually keep it. And they have to kill people to keep the land. Like it's crazy. Like so the story develops like pretty wildly. And from what I get off this show, it's kind of similar, but you're kind of swapping out like the cattle and the land with just oil and the land as well. It's all about land and getting all these like fucking fountains for all the oil built, and renting the land off the drug dealers and all this sort of shit. So it feels very similar to Yellowstone, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I can see that. And I'm interested to see what you think about the family as you go along, because like there are moments where it's like, oh, you just can't fucking stand them. Like it's just ridiculous. Like how are they this ridiculous about things?
Yeah.
But then like as you go forward, you're like, okay, I can see why like this character is doing what they're doing. I could see that this character has a knack for this thing, or that they actually show off like a bit of compassion here and there. And I think like Billy Bob Thornton's character is like perfect, considering like he's just constantly like he's just stressed the fuck out on a daily basis, because it's like, what the fuck is going to happen next? In
the little I've seen, yes, already, like he's cut his own fucking finger off.
Yeah, he didn't even care. Like he's just like, yeah, so that's fine.
Just get me out of here.
Yeah, get me the fuck out.
Oh man, that was crazy. But like the first time we see him in the show, he's got like a bag over his head. And he's being like tortured and getting the shit kicked out and everything. And he's just like, come on, guys, just sign the contract. Like, you're getting 200K a month or whatever. And it's like, just do it. Like one way or the other, we're coming for you. Like, so you may as well just take the deal, get stupidly rich and, keep your land, and we'll build all your roads for you and everything. Like, just sign the fucking deal. Like, we're just going to take the oil. That's all we give a shit about.
Well, and the crazy thing is like, it's both, a lot of the things he talks about is both legal and illegal. Like he, like, as you go forward, you'll hear him like you'll hear people spout out things that's like, can they actually do that? Can they really actually? And it's like, yes and no. Like it's like,
how bad do you want the oil? I suppose that's the thing. Like, it's like the oil trumps everything is, I presume, the main thing. Like,
well, and it's like, you're in the US and this cartel kind of business is like trying to strong arm them, saying like trying to make them feel like they can't control their own land. And it's like, the fuck are you talking about? We could totally bring people out here. We could do this. We could do that. Like the moment you do this thing, all this shit's going to happen. OSHA's going to come in, all this, like it turns into like a huge blowout.
Yeah.
Which is like technically true. Like, there's no way that something could happen within this world and people just don't notice it. I think that's what kind of creates a little bit of the realism in it. Although it is a show and it's going to have its like dramatic moments and whatnot. Like it feels real on the idea that like there's a lot of these things that they talk about that totally make sense and people hate to hear it because they know it's true. Yeah. And I think that's the fun part of it. It's like, you can't stop a lot of these things that they want to stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to be as vague as possible.
Yeah, I saw a clip on TikTok of like one of the big scenes he's talking about with like the windmills and shit. And like I remember seeing that scene and just going, that makes me want to watch this show. Like it's just because Billy Bob's so good, the speech is just on point, and it's just delivered so perfectly. I'm just like, that scene alone, that TikTok like sold me on the show. Yeah, I can't wait to see it all develop. Has it been renewed for season 2?
Yeah, it's gonna have a season 2.
Nice. I actually have to watch the Kingstown show, the latest season of that. It was after Jeremy Renner's accident. I know my parents were watching. my parents were watching. They were saying he was real shaky and slow, and in the first like 2 episodes or so, like you could tell he couldn't really move properly. They obviously like were shooting it very close, like as close as they could to him returning. But I think I saw a clip like he was on like Jimmy Fallon. They were showing a clip from the show, and he was doing his own stunts and kicking the shit out of people and everything. And like it's so fascinating to be like the dude should be dead. Like that accident should have killed him, and now he is
Yeah.
back. He broke almost every bone in his body. He's back. He's doing his own stunts again. I know for a fact he's going to be Hawkeye again. Like there's no way he won't. Like they're doing Hawkeye season 2. He'll be back for it. I guarantee you. I am almost certain we'll see him shooting bows and shit in the MCU again. And like the dude should not be on this earth anymore. It's crazy. So I've nothing but respect for him, and I will watch as much of his content as I can just to show my support to him, because I'm just like, he could have just like, he's fucking multi millions. He could have just sat there, recovered, and just retired and just lived out his life with his family and done nothing else for the rest of his life and just sat just collecting residual checks for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
And he's straight back at it. He says he's in the best shape of his life. He's never felt better. It's just absolutely inspirational. It's inspirational. Fair fucking play to him. Like honestly, it's crazy. We have next week. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the finale of Daredevil, and I think we have at least one new episode of The Last of Us. I'm actually, excuse me for a moment. I'm going to just check this while we're talking. Are you hyped for season 2? You've played the second game, have you?
No, I just started it.
Oh my god, bro! You haven't played the second game. Oh
Nope.
man.
Well,
Wow.
I just started it. Like I'm literally in Seattle right now.
Wow. Okay, so okay. I don't even want to. I don't even want to talk about the scene in the game, because there's going to be potentially people that are listening to this, and like my missus is one of these people who has not seen or has not played the game, never will, never seen a scene from it or anything. So she has no idea what's coming. And there's probably going to be people listening here that don't know what's coming. If they play it, because again, you played the first game, you kind of know as much as I do. Like the show is very like kind of close to the games. Like the same guy who directed the games is directing the show, so we know that it's almost it's the closest thing to a 1-to-1 that I've seen from like game to big screen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever watched some of the comparisons, but there's scenes where it's like line for line. It almost looks like frame for frame. Some of the locations look exactly the same as they did in the game. So my guess is that we're going to see that scene pretty much frame for frame. And I don't know how people are going to take it. It's going to shock the world, man. It really will. It's going to shock the world, and I cannot wait. And it's going to be obviously sad, and it's going to be like, because I've played the game. Have I played the game 3 times? I've played the game twice anyway, maybe 3 times, and it gets harder every time. It really does. And like that game as well. Like when you finish playing that game, if you go back and play it a second time, your viewing of the game the second time around is so different to the first time, because you kind of obviously know the full story, and it all makes sense to you. I don't even want to say anything about the game. Like I don't want to ruin anything for you, but like, whew, I can't wait to see the show. Do you think you'll have the game finished before the show finishes?
I mean, the sooner we get off the podcast, the sooner I can get started.
Well, I won't hold you up, sir. I won't hold you up. I know you definitely will, because the last episode of the show airs May 25th. So it's, let's be real, you're going to finish it. I'd say you'll finish it in another 2 sittings. If you do, like, how many hours have you put in so far, would you say? Like 4 or 5?
4, yeah.
I think it's about, like, I think that the campaign's like 15 hours, I think, at most. Maybe 6, maybe 20. Maybe 20.
Is that like just doing the main story? Because I'm like checking out all the spots.
Yeah, like I did a good bit of exploration in it. Like it's one of those games where like there's games where I like love the game so much that I like want to explore, and then there's games where I'm like, I don't really care about going around and collecting all the little trophies, so I'll just kind of stick to the main story sort of thing. Whereas this game, like I do actively try and do as much as I can, and I think it's still probably like a 20-hour campaign, realistically.
Okay. Cool.
So it's not crazy. Like there's where you think the game is going to end, there's a whole like epilogue. And I think the epilogue is about 4 hours long, because I remember the last time I streamed it, I finished like the main story, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna end the stream here, and I was like, oh, we'll probably play this for like another half an hour in the next stream just to kind of finish it off. And that stream was like another 4 hours. So like when you think the game is gonna end, there's like another 4 hours left. It's crazy. It's really cool.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So we only have one episode next week, 201. It's called Future Days. That airs on the 13th, which is this Sunday. So we'll be talking about that on Wednesday. And then next episode, it's just one episode a week until there's only 7 total this season. Which
okay, not too bad.
We had 9 in season 1. We only got 7 this season. That kind of sucks.
Seems kind of shorter then, right? Like, I mean, in terms of the story. Well, you said that the story itself, like in the second episode or the second part is 15 hours, which to me, it's like, wow, that seems kind of short, but like, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. You looking it up right now?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Sorry. So main story 24 hours 7 minutes on average is what it says, and then main story plus extras is 29.
Jeez, only like 5 more hours.
Completionist or whatever. All play styles. So like if you do, so yeah, if you 100% the game, they say you probably 100% it in about 45 hours, which isn't crazy. It's not crazy. Okay, well, what's up, how are you?
Hey, Kate. I mean, like, I can still watch the episodes. I'm assuming that they're going to be in order. It'd be weird if they weren't.
So I actually think that they could do something a bit out of pocket with this one. Because again, I don't want to ruin anything and I don't want to say what the big scene is, but I think they could potentially change the structure of the story of this season so that big scene happens at the end of season 2. Or,
well, you know what?
Wasn't
it that they talked about part 2 being actually like a 2-parter season?
I think that makes sense because I think, again, I'm trying not to say it, but
yeah, no, like I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I think they try and stretch out that big epic scene to like the end as a massive cliffhanger for the end of season 2, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe that's how you keep that character in the show longer. And then,
well, yeah, because what do they pay him for?
Exactly. But I've heard another theory that maybe they do it in the same structure as they did it in the game, but then each episode there's a flashback, and then that's how you keep that story alive in each episode. So like if it all happens in episode 1 or episode 2, then for the rest of the show you have like maybe 5 flashbacks for the rest, like for each episode. Which kind of does happen in the game a little bit, but not as much. But maybe they could expand on that maybe a little bit more.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm going to watch the last episode of Daredevil tonight. I was surprised they killed off Muse so fast. We were just saying that earlier.
Yeah.
Felt rushed. We said that word for word, Kate. Yeah, shocking that they killed him so quickly. I thought he was going to be like the big bad for half the season, and him and Daredevil would have a first showdown. Daredevil gets his ass kicked, then has to regroup, come back, get the win, and then then it goes into Kingpin or something. I thought they were going to do something like that, like kind of the superhero trope like they always do. But they just killed him so fast. It was crazy. I don't know what the hell was going on. It's so bizarre. Is there one more episode for this season? Yes, next week it will be the finale of season 1. And they are already filming season 2. So season 2 will probably be out probably around the same time next year. I'd say January, February. It'll be season 2 will come out. And we'll have that. We'll have season 2 of that show. Then Doomsday. Then Spider-Man 4. So I think 2026 is going to be epic. Yeah. Yep. Talk to me. The last topic of the night, Supernatural. How far are you in Supernatural?
Oh God. It's been a while. I haven't watched it in quite a while. What?
This upsets me.
Why?
Because I love Supernatural and I want you to finish it so we can talk about it.
I'm working on it. I'm kind of watching One Piece again.
Love it.
Yeah. No, it's like a back and forth situation. Right now, I think I'm on season 3 or 4. No, 4. It's got to be 4, right? Um,
A name, and
it, it,
if you know who I'm talking about, I'll know you're
well,
in season 4.
hold on. Let me try to remember because I just got his name. Um, it's an angel.
Castiel.
Castiel. Yeah, that was like I was like I know it's a C name.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
Um,
you're in season 4. So that was like at the time that was huge when they introduced the angels because everyone was like, "Holy shit!" Because it was always like for years it was all just about the demons and hell and all this stuff, and you never even thought that the angels were going to come into it. Like I never even
mhm.
thought about it, and then you're like, "Holy shit, it's an angel!" I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" And like even like Sam and Dean said, like an angel, they're like, "Whoa, they're real, they exist and all." It's like, well, like obviously they would exist. If you have one, you should have the other, right? So, yeah, like, I just love like the introduction of Castiel. Actually, is one of the greatest moments in the show when he shows him that barn and you see like the shadow of the wings and stuff. It's fucking incredible, and like you can't hear his real voice, so it's like the loud ringing noise and shit's exploding everywhere and all. Man, I gotta say, I'm so jealous that you're watching this, like, because it just ramps up so fucking much from here. Like the first 2 seasons, I was only talking to my missus today about this actually because I was saying that I was going to ask you this question tonight because I was curious where you were. 'Cause I'm actually watching a bit of it myself. I kind of don't really have anything to watch on my lunch breaks and work now, so I'm like, I'll just watch an episode of Supernatural here and there. So I'm on season 11, just kind of like floating through it again. Just I had watched the first 6 seasons and then like was kind of dipping into 7 and 8 and stuff, and then I kind of went away from it for a while. And I'm just like, again, I was like kind of dipping in and out, and now I'm kind of just like floating around season 11 a little bit. The show kind of starts doing a bit of this, it starts going up and down, but you'll find, I think, by the time you finish like season 6, you'll just have to keep going. Like you'll just want to keep going, and there will be moments where you're just like, this isn't as good as it used to be. But then you get a great episode, and then you're like, okay, I see why people are still watching it. And then it's like, okay, another bad episode, and it's like, oh, okay, wow, here's a really good episode, and this story's really good, and blah blah blah. And then it kind of just starts going woo, and then it gets a bit bad, but again, you're fully committed at that stage. Yeah, oh man, it's so good. But Jesus Christ, season 4, like the whole
Oh yeah,
Castiel thing, and like more angels start
I,
coming into it and everything. It just gets crazy, bro. So good.
yeah. Well, like I kind of figured they were gonna have to introduce angels at some point because they had so many different like demon, so much demon talk. It's
Yeah.
like it's got to be like both worlds in the mixture, and I do like it was kind of being foreshadowed if you notice like when
Mm.
it's either Sam or Dean. I think it's mostly Dean that was like saying it's like I don't believe in that shit. Like
Yeah.
I don't think that shit exists. I don't think like any of that exists. And it's basically like he's just very much denying it. And then he's the one that gets blasted in the face. Was like, oh no, it exists. It's real. It's
Yeah.
a
I
thing.
suppose that's always the way, isn't it? It's like he's always like, oh well, like if it was real, like where has he been? Like why isn't he helping us and all this sort of stuff? And boom.
Right.
Then
And
the cast drags him out of hell. It's all good, dude.
yeah. And like, I mean, I agree with Castiel. Like, he doesn't have to explain shit to them. Like, it's
Yeah.
um, they've had this long running war going on, and there's all the shit that they've been conversing about. Like, essentially, it's like, dude, like it doesn't matter at this point. Like, we're in the here and now. I need you here. I need you now. I need you to take care of this shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you guys are asking so much of Dean now, but at the same time, Sam is still fucking important.
Yeah.
Sam is still like the most important character besides like what Dean's doing. Because they even said it. Like they were like,
Is he
and
is he
what's
still
up?
doing the whole powers thing?
I mean, he's hanging out with Ruby, who's in a different form
Yeah.
because yeah.
So
Something to
fun fact, that's his real life wife. They met on the
Oh,
show.
really?
Yeah, so he's married to her in real life.
I kind of
Which
like the original Ruby though.
yeah, that was Katie Cassidy. She's in like Arrow and stuff. She plays like the Black Canary on Arrow. So I
Yeah,
think she was really good. Yeah.
yeah, she's
Um.
definitely really good.
Yeah. But oh man, like I just can't wait for you to see more. Like season 4, obviously, it just keeps ramping up and up and up. 5 gets crazy, and 6 is incredible as well.
Mm.
And then 7 was where it kind of started to fall off. But I think if you binge it, it's a lot better in a binge. Like I was watching it week by week, and there was a little bit of up and down, and it was like the fan base started getting a bit shaky on it. And then they do some pretty iffy things in season 7 as well, where like a lot of the fan base were like, I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they did that. And I don't know. I always stuck with it. Like I was so glued at that stage. It was my tradition. Like was watching that show. I was only talking to a fellow in work about it today. He was watching it for the first time as well with his girlfriend, and they're on like season 13 or something. And I was like, man, I've been watching this show since 2007, and I was so sad when it was over because like every October I used to always just really be looking forward to the start of the new season of Supernatural to see what the new logo was going to look like on the start. What are they doing this season? Who's the big bad? Like who are they fighting now? And like that was for like 13 years of my fucking life. Like it's crazy to think about it. I do fully believe that we're going to get a revival season though. I think that the two guys have said they're going to look to do something when they finish The Boys. So I fully believe it's going to come back. So
I think it'll be great though.
You got to be finished by the time it comes back.
I don't know.
You will
see about that, man.
I think you're going to fly through 4, and you'll fly through 5 because 5's even better than 4, and then 6 is just like full fucking steam ahead. Like it's just crazy. It's so good. You won't be able to put it down. I swear, it's that good. Yeah. All right. I'm going to end it there. We're live an hour and a half. It's midnight. It's after midnight for me here, so I got to get some sleep. But appreciate everybody hanging out. Thank you so much. If you're watching us on a replay, really appreciate you checking it out. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think of Daredevil and the Minecraft movie. All those bits that we talked about. Last of Us is going to be in the next episode. We're going to have the finale of Daredevil and the first episode of Last of Us. It's going to be I predict it's going to be a pretty jam-packed episode, the next one we sit down. Yeah. Have a good one, guys. Much appreciated. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Appreciate you.